Welcome to the Business of Connection, the podcast that helps creative entrepreneurs like you build real relationships that fuel your success. Whether you're a coach, wedding planner, photographer, designer, or any other creative business owner, this show is for you. I'm Michal Kaye, your business mindset coach and biggest cheerleader. After 15 years of running a successful event planning business, I now help creative entrepreneurs unlock their potential, find balance, and build the business doing what they love. This podcast is all about connection, the relationships you build with your clients, your team, and even yourself. The same skill we use in dating, marriage, and friendships like trust, communication, and authenticity are exact tools we need to grow strong, sustainable businesses. Each month, you'll get one solo episode packed with actionable insights from me and one guest episode featuring industry experts sharing their best strategies and stories. So grab your coffee or tea, hit subscribe, and let's dive into how building connections can help you attract clients, earn more, and grow your dream business. Welcome back to the Business of Connection. I'm your host, Michal Kaye, your go-to business mindset coach, here to help creative entrepreneurs like you build businesses that don't just look good on the outside, but actually feel good. Today, we're busting one of the biggest myths out there, the idea that asking for help makes you weak. You've all heard it before. You should be able to figure this out on your own. You just need to work harder. No one's going to do it for you. Doesn't this sound familiar? Well, here's the truth. Asking for help isn't a weakness. In fact, it's one of the smartest, most powerful things you can do in both life and business. And yet, so many of us resist it, thinking that if we just push through, we'll somehow make it to the other side alone. That's not what I meant when I say coming out of your comfort zone. But that's not how success happens. So today, we're going to talk about why so many of us struggle to ask for help, how this shows up in both personal relationships and business, and the difference between asking for help and delegating. And of course, I'll be sharing some real-life client stories to show just how transformative asking for help can be. So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you going, get comfortable, and let's get into it. So where does this idea come from? Why do so many of us, especially entrepreneurs, feel like we have to do everything on our own? A lot of it comes from how we're raised. You knew that was coming, that inner child stuff. We grow up hearing things like be independent, figure it out yourself, don't be a burden. We're told that strength means doing it alone, and needing help somehow means we're not good enough or capable. But let's be real, it's ridiculous. Think about relationships. If your partner says, hey, can you help me with dinner tonight? Do you immediately think, oh, they're weak? Of course not. You just say, hey, sure, and you do it together. It could be that they can't cut carrots well and it annoys you, so, that's part of it. But who knows? Now imagine your business is that dinner. Sometimes you need help chopping the vegetables, or in business terms, figuring out strategy. Asking for help isn't failing. It's how you get things done. Now. Let's talk about personal relationships. My favorite topic. Whether it's friendships, marriage, or even dating, my real favorite topic, asking for help actually deepens your connection with someone. When you admit you don't have all the answers and let someone support you, it builds trust. Now, I want to say something here. I've asked some of the guys I've dated, can you look at some of my work? It's not because I can't do it on my own. And it's not because I want them to fix something. I want their opinion. Like, is there something they think should be better? It's advice, especially the guy was in marketing. Let me preface that. The guy was in marketing. Like, I need help on a specific thing. But side note, he didn't do it and we broke up. Let's flip it. Think about a time when a friend or a partner asked you for help. How did it feel? Well, I'm a giver, so for me, it makes me feel great. Do you think, why are they so weak? No, you probably felt honored. It made you feel important and valued. It's the same in business. One of my clients, let's call her R, runs a tour business. She was doing it all. marketing, planning, customer service, bookkeeping, everything. She believed asking for help meant she wasn't a real entrepreneur, a real business owner. But let me tell you what happened. When she finally hired an assistant, she had more time, less stress, and was able to focus on growing her business instead of just maintaining it. Within months, she booked more clients than ever before. Asking for help didn't make her less capable. It made her more capable. We always talk about work smarter, not harder. Here's a mindset shift. I want everyone to think and take this in. Asking for help isn't giving up. It's collaborating, and we love those collabs. One of my clients who teaches English, she was amazing at what she did, but she struggled to charge her worth. She kept fighting me when I kept saying, you need to raise your prices. She didn't need someone to teach her how to be a better teacher. She needed someone to help her see her value. Once we worked together, she raised her prices, started actually attracting better clients, ones who actually respected her time and expertise. Again, asking for help didn't make her less of a business owner. It made her a smarter one. Again, work smarter, not harder. Now let's clear something up. I want you to hear this out there in the world. Asking for help and delegating are not the same thing. Delegating is about offloading those tasks, those to-do list things, like tick everything off. You're saying someone else can do this so I don't have to, or someone else can do this better, so I'm going to have them do it better. Asking for help is about learning, growing, and getting guidance. Let me give you an example. She was an event planner. She is an event planner. And she was already delegating her social media and some of her admin work. But when it came to pricing her services and working through the sales process, she felt completely stuck. To delegate her pricing structure, she couldn't delegate being on a sales call. She had to go through those steps. So she needed to ask for help. Once we were able to evaluate what was working and not working in her sales calls, she was able to own her pricing, book better clients, and then delegate even more. So remember, delegation lightens your workload. Asking for help helps you grow. Let's talk about something that I love. It's called the ripple effect of support. Here's the thing about asking for help. It doesn't just solve one problem. It's a ripple effect. It's like a domino. You know, when you flick one domino over and all of them fall. Let me tell you about a hair and makeup professional. She was incredible at what she did. But behind the scenes, total chaos, no systems, no organization, just a lot of stress, a lot of being overwhelmed. After working together to set up client management systems, she had so much more time to actually focus on her clients and her marketing. And guess what? Her business doubled in just a few months. When you ask for help, you create space for bigger opportunities. Clear space means you have more things to be able to bring in. So how do you start asking for help, especially when it feels so uncomfortable? Trust me, when I had to ask for help, it was the hardest thing for me. And it was like for my brother. And my brother said, like, I know how hard it was for you to ask that. I had an operation and no one came to visit me because they all thought I was okay. I didn't need them to make me food. I couldn't even eat. I needed them to come visit me. I needed to ask for that. Trust me, it was so uncomfortable. So here are 3 simple steps because you know I'm all about simple. I want you to be honest with what you need. Ask yourself, what's really holding me back right now from asking for help? Is it pride? Is it other things? I want you to find the right people because we all talk about finding the right people. This could be a coach, a mentor, a business friend. I have an accountability buddy, and that person helps me. Because right now I don't have a coach. I said right now. You want to find someone who understands where you're coming from, whether they've been where you are or just understand it. I want you to start small. You don't have to go all in. Start with small ask, a bit of advice, a recommendation, or even just sharing that struggle. It's one of the reasons I created my 90-minute call because a lot of people didn't want to commit to 6 months working with me. And so I created the breakthrough strategy call for 90 minutes to deal with one problem because it was easier for people to commit and it was easier for people to say, okay, I just need help with this specific thing right now. So, you know how I love giving you a challenge for the week. All right, Here it is. My challenge for you. Think of one area in your business or your life where you could use a little extra support. I'm all about getting the help. I'm all about going to therapy. I'm all about asking people if you need it. Again, it's not delegating, it's asking for help. Maybe it's something small, like asking for feedback, or maybe it's something bigger, like hiring a coach or outsourcing something you hate doing. Again, outsourcing is delegating, so that is very different. Then take action, ask for help, and notice how it feels. If you are uncomfortable, then we need to work on that. Because asking for help is not a sign of weakness. In fact, again, it's a sign of strength. Work smarter, not harder. Let's wrap this Let's wrap this up. Again, asking for help isn't a weakness. It's a sign of growth, courage, and connection. And you know how I'm all about connections. Also, asking for help can also build relationships. It can build trust. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to build relationships. We're looking to be able to move ourselves forward. And if that means asking for a little bit of help, how is that a bad thing? So thanks for hanging out with me today. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who needs to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's keep this conversation going. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at It's Michal Kaye. The links are in the show notes. I love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, remember, the strongest businesses are built on connection, and you've got this.